Abbott and Costello program, starring Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. Brought to you by Camel, the cigarette of costlier, properly aged tobacco. The Abbott and Costello program, with the modern rhythm of Will Osborne and his orchestra, Iris Adrian, our singing star Connie Haynes, and spotlighting that chunky, chubby little cherub who, when caught rubbing floor polish on his Uncle Artie Stebbins' head because he heard it was good for wood, calmly said,
I'm a bad boy!
To make a sound, something has to vibrate. This requires movements. The nature of sound is a pattern of vibration moving through the air. The motion of a vibration activates the eardrum. The vibration can be tracked in a visual format. The nature of sound turns those vibrations into a science. Tones and pitches are based off that frequency. Sound waves travel through air. So a great example of this is that there's no sound in space because there's no air in space. The sound waves are generated by a source, and that source vibrates the diaphragm of a stereo speaker. This broadcasts through a radio, creating the vibration and a frequency which the human brain will then perceive and process. Humans can only hear sound waves as distinct pitches when the frequency lies between a certain hertz or kilohertz sound, specifically 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz. Sound waves above 20,000 hertz are known as ultrasound and not perceivable by humans. Sound waves below 20 hertz are known as an infrasound. With that education of the nature of sound, when breaking down the broadcast clip, we're able to analyze the vibrations and the clarity of sound. Now, with the education known on how the nature of sound works, we're able to break down the broadcast clip. Note that in the clip, many of the pitches change. This will change the frequency and how the human mind processes it. For an example, the child's pitch reverts higher because they know that they're in trouble. This creates duration in which the voice lasts longer, and the clip changes the loudness, amplitude, and compression of waves. Now looking at the relationship of audio to time, speed, and space in this clip, there are many things to consider. The timing of the clip has to be longer and more drawn out because of the process of the human mind. So the speed in which they speak and create dialogue is spaced for the listener to create a mental picture. Things that affect this are also the medium in which the vibration has to travel through. The medium could be considered liquid, solid, or gas.
Hey, good morning, Metropolis. It's now 5 after the hour of 6 a.m. in the big monster city. Temperature's a balmy 65 degrees, which is good news for you reptiles, and it looks like it's going to be a perfect day to maybe, hey, just lie in bed, sleep in, or simply work out that flab that's hanging over the bed! Get up, Sully!
I don't believe I ordered a wake-up call, Mikey.
Hey, let's talk more pain, Marshmallow Boy. Feel it burn. You call yourself a monster? Scary feet, scary feet, scary feet. Oh, the kid's awake. Okay, scary feet, scary feet, scary feet, scary feet, scary. Kids asleep. Twins in a bunk bed. Ooh, I thought I had you there. Okay, Sully, here we go. You ready? Follow it. Oh, it's over here. Oh, look over there. Don't let the kid touch you. Don't let it touch you. And I don't know, but it's been said I love scaring kids in bed. Come on, fight that clock. Fight that clock. Scary monsters don't have clock. 118. Do you have 119? Do I see 120? Oh, I don't believe it.
I'm not even breaking a sweat.
Not you. Look, the new commercial's on.
The future is bright at Monsters Incorporated.
I'm in this
We're
one.
part
I'm
of
in this
your
one.
life. We power your car. We warm your home. We light your city.
I'm Monsters Incorporated.
Hey, look, Betty!
Carefully matching every child to their ideal monster to produce superior screen, refined into clean, dependable energy. Every time you turn something on, Monsters Incorporated is there.
I'm Monsters Incorporated.
We know the challenge. The window of innocence is shrinking. Human kids are harder to scare.
Of course, MI is prepared for the future. With the top scarers, the best refineries, and research into new energy techniques.
Okay, here I come.
We're working for a better tomorrow. Today.
Monsters Incorporated!
We're MI, Monsters Incorporated. We scare because we care.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Mike.
I was on TV! Ah, did you see me? I'm a natural! Hello? I know! Hey, wasn't I great? Did the whole family see it? It's your mom. What can I say? The camera loves me.
Comparing and contrasting a broadcast clip to film audio clips creates many factors in the nature of sound between those two clips. As seen, I chose an animated film clip to compare to the broadcast clip. I tried to stay within a similar type of genre for the sound in the music and the dialogue. The first notable trait with a film clip is the pitch and the tone are much clearer, or the quality of the sound is clearer. The tools used to capture the vibration sounds are more up to date and made to capture the type of sound waves. In the broadcast clip, there's talking and music, but there's also many pitch changes and isn't as easily distinguished as in the film clip. There are also multiple frequencies happening. A great example is when Sully is pushing the chair across the room. Mike is talking, then there's music, and the sound of the chair as it's moved across the room. Now, taking into consideration the audio to time, speed, and space aspect of the clip. When creating these clips, they use many tools, including dubbing and Foley work. When creating those, they had to make sure that the temperature and altitude in the space was calculated into the equipment and or had to calibrate it for the location. This was not done in the broadcast clip. The speed of sound can vary in frequencies, again taking into consideration in which the medium is a solid, liquid, or gas. A great example of this would be as if Mike were talking to Sully while underwater and or while in a shower. It would change the speed in which the frequency is played and heard.